What we're looking at today is a thread rolling machine model YC530P. And this machine has a through feed rolling capacity of from 1/4 of an inch in diameter to 2.5 inches in diameter. And it will through feed or in feed roll to that capacity. We're going to be rolling a part in a few minutes, and you will see it pass through the dies, and you will see the part touch a switch behind the dies that will then automatically open the dies, and we will take the part back out. And this is one of 3 ways of thread rolling. The other 2 is called in-feed rolling, where the die rolls against the part, rolls it into the other die, and then opens back up. The third method of thread rolling is through feed rolling, where the part goes all the way through the dies and rolls out possibly the back end of the machine. It has a great feature here. No one else has this feature that we have found, and it has a 3-step in-feed. That means that we can set the movement of the die in towards the part, and then it slows down when it starts rolling and goes into a rolling feed. And then at the bottom of that stroke, it will wrap it back to the starting point. Most of our competitors have simply, it starts, it feeds in, and it goes back. They can't slow the machine down to a feeding rate. And these machines on that in-feed stroke will repeat to 5/10 tolerance to the same place each time. Another thing that we have is tilting of the spindles here. You can tilt them plus or minus 10 degrees either way, and that way you can use an annular ring die for through feed rolling. And then those dies can be reground again when they wear out. We're rolling today a 1-inch 8 pitch thread, hot rolled steel, 1040 material. I'm going to open the die with a foot pedal. There's a number of different ways of rolling, and then when it touches the switch at the back, the dies will open. We'll take the part back out. I'm going to stick the part in. It's in about 1 inch on the diameter. Going to let the dies close. Starts rolling. You can support the parts where they're long. You can put roller supports out here in front of the machine down to the floor, or you can mount them on the machine. And at the back, you can see the gear train where the dies are rolling, and they're attached to universals and big drive shafts at the back of the machine. Those drive shafts are 4 inches in diameter. Got double universals that are forged and then machined. This is a very robust machine. At the front of the machine, you have 2 support bars that go across here. Some of our competitors use 1 bar. We use 2 to tie one side of the machine together with the other side. Very robust. We have an adjustable work blade holder that comes standard with this machine so that you can screw it in and it raises the work blade. You can screw it back out the other way and the work blade goes down. This is a standard feature on this machine. Pointing out some of the features of the YC530P. In the front of the spindle, here are the dies mounted behind here, and in this casting here, we have double roller bearings. Roller bearings are long like a pencil. They will handle 300% more load than a ball bearing. We have a double roller bearing inside of this that supports the spindle where it's not sticking out in the air. This supports back to the machine. Over here we have this 3-step in-feed that I mentioned earlier, where we can wrap it in, slow down and feed, wrap it back. Then we have timers on the control panel. One timer over here can be set if you're in a automatic mode, can be set for the rolling time, how long you're going to stay on the part while you're rolling threads. The other timer can be set if you're loading and unloading on a rapid succession. It can be set for the number of seconds it takes to load the part in, roll the part, and unload it. It's called loading and unloading time. Then all these other features are for turning the machine on, turning the machine off. Also, for quick setup, we have a push button here that moves the slide in, and we have another button that pushes the slide back out, so that you're not cranking on this hand lever all the time. But this lever will position the slide where you want it for setup when you're changing from one diameter to another. Other features, this is what we call the headstock of the machine. This is the end plate that's over the machine. You can see the size of this large Acme screw, which is positioning the slide going in and out. And you can see the size across here, approximately 20 inches across. 2 times as wide as our competitors. Down here we have an electric oiling system that oils electrically, and it's on a time cycle. The dovetail slide that is over here, the dovetail slide itself is 11 inches wide. So we're taking care of the maintenance items that you would have on the machine. In the rear of the machine, we will go in a few minutes and show you how rugged built this machine is. By the way, this machine is built in Taiwan. We've been selling them in the United States for 10 years. It's a great machine. It will roll threads and tougher materials than our competition, and our prices are approximately half. Here we are on the rear of the Model 530P. This is an adjustable arm here where you can adjust the length of the thread that you want to roll on one end of the part, and you can adjust and roll 18 inches of thread on one end and 4 inches on the other end, or whatever length you might want. And you can see here the size of the universals. This is a 4-inch diameter universal on a machine that has 2.5 inch diameter rolling capacity. You can see the double universals, which have all grease fittings on them. You can see the size. This is a 4-inch piece that has been machined. Then each one is driving into its own gearbox, and the gearboxes are tied together, are timed together, so they're rolling at the same. This company that makes this machine is called Yanqin. We refer to it in the United States as YC. They're probably the only manufacturer of thread rolling machines in the world that makes its own gears that go inside the gearboxes. They have a complete gear making facility with the latest CNC equipment. They believe in controlling their own quality in-house. So what I'm saying is that you can roll tougher materials here and coarser threads with a lot less horsepower than you can with U.S. built machines. Inside the gearbox, we're using a bronze worm wheel running in an oil bath against a steel worm. That generates tremendous force. Then that goes into a gear reduction system, and then goes in through a 15 horsepower motor. And then we have 4 speeds that are selectable, that come standard on the machine. Variable speed is available as an option, but we have a 4-speed gearbox where you can just shift from one speed to the other. And that allows control of the torque that's available through this machine with a lot less horsepower.